Welcome back, viewers at home. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Prime Live. I believe Aisha will be looking forward to a very interesting conversation.
Of course, I'm looking forward to a beautiful conversation with Ismail Moola, and he will be giving us updates on the Freedom Flotilla. And he is also an activist, a facilitator for the Freedom Flotilla, a humanitarian mission determined to break the blockade on Gaza as the ship sailed closer to Gaza, facing potential interception and threats from the Israel authorities. Now, Ismail will also be sharing with us the latest developments from the critical mission. With his expertise and passion for the cause, he will shed light on the ongoing struggle for freedom and justice for the Palestinians. Now, we also know that, inshallah, we hope that the ships will reach Gaza tomorrow, which is Thursday, the 2nd October. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us, Ismail, and welcome to Prime Live.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah for having us. We know and we understand the plight of the Palestinians is close to the hearts of all of us. So we are very happy to be here. Jazakallah once again.
Jazakallah so much. Now, Ismail, we know that the ships have been sailing for a while now. How many days have they been at the sea so far?
Well, the nature of this mission is that timing cannot be done. It's dependent on so many factors. It's dependent on weather. It's dependent on port authorities. It depends on the political environment where the people are. So a mission that was supposed to be taking maybe 2 weeks has now gone on to 30 days. So our very brave participants have been now on the water for a period of 30 days. And, let me be very frank that these ships are not cruise ships. They are very basic ships. So everything is very modest. And also, on the ships, you have to do chores. So people are allocated to do washing, people are allocated to make food, people are allocated to do cleaning in a rotational basis. So, I can understand that people are tired. But when we speak to them, and I spoke to some of the participants, or South African participants today, they are very highly charged up and they are ready to face tonight what we would call is the big night, because the ships are now within the zone where they've been attacked. In fact, the current flotilla has surpassed the attack where the Medellin was, so they are in very, very dangerous waters.
I mean, firstly, I'm really, really happy that you mentioned the fact that these people are not on cruise. It's not a cruise, just to highlight, the sacrifice that it's taking, and that this is not something small, but it takes a lot of bravery in such an action. And can you tell us exactly how does this mission fit into the larger, struggle of the Palestinian people?
Absolutely. The support that the Palestinians are getting at the moment is unprecedented. We've got even European countries where previously we had very little or no support have now begun coming out in their millions, in their thousands, supporting Palestine. And of course, the genocide that is ongoing and the social media has played a very powerful role in showing the world the true atrocities that the Zionist regime is committing. And sadly, people are now understanding that their governments are proving to be very weak and are not taking any decisive action. And it is left to us, ordinary people, to bring about the change that we all want. For now, the most critical thing is we need to stop the genocide. We need aid to get into the Gaza. And according to ICJ rulings, aid must come through all avenues, whether it is land, whether it is air, whether it is sea. We've been doing this from 2008, attempting to break the siege. So we are very proud that, something that we started off where we only had 1 or 2 boats or maximum 3 boats a year. This year, we have a formidable force of 45 ships and over 500 people in the water. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And let's talk about the safety measures or protocols that are in place to protect the crew if the ships are intercepted.
Yes, again, We've been doing this for a very long time. So we have what we call non-violence training. Understand that our people, our participants are ordinary citizens. They have no military background. The people that come and board these boats are special forces. So they are trained, and we don't want any incidents to happen. You will recall that in 2010, the Mavi Mamra, 10 activists lost their lives. So it's not, it's something that our activists are very aware of. And even when they sign on to this mission, they sign a form that they're accepting that this is a very high risk venture, and the possibility of them losing their lives is very great. So obviously, you know, we've covered as much as we can. In terms of protecting them, we rely on governments to do that. We don't have the capacity to do that. We are a non-violent institution. We're a non-violent organization, and we are a peaceful operation wanting to deliver just humanitarian aid to a people that are starving. So we rely on the pressure on governments to apply that on the Zionist regime and let the boat flow. However, we know that Israel is a law unto itself, and it does what it wants to, and it hasn't been brought into accountability. So, you know, we accept that that is the reality that will happen tonight.
And, you know, considering the potential risks of interception or attack, do you expect the crew to be able to reach Gaza without an incident?
Very unlikely. You know, it will be a miracle if that happens to go through. We are hoping in a best case situation, Israel will either block the path of the flotilla, and in that way, you know, allow the situation to diffuse. That's the one option. The second option is if they're going to board these boats. I mean, there are 45 boats in the water. There's 500 people. How are they going to manage that? And could that become a chaotic position and lead to unsavory results? So you know, it's very, very volatile at the moment. And I know that our people on the boats are going to be very apprehensive tonight, because last night, you may be aware that they were already being surrounded by naval vessels and drones, more or less like a practice run, and hoping that they will scare our participants into withdrawing. But our participants are very firm, and they know the risk in the mission, and they know what they are doing, and they know what is their end game. So alhamdulillah, we are very proud of them.
I mean, Ismail, Jazakallah so much for, you know, just giving us an update on what's happening and what we can expect in terms of, you know, the Sumud Flotilla. But before we do let you go, I believe that we do actually have 2 videos from the flotilla to show you, so that the viewers at home can understand exactly what we are talking about. So viewers at home, let's take a look.
Hello everyone, I'm Thiago Avila from the steering committee of the Global Sumud Flotilla. Our non-violent humanitarian solidarity action to break the siege of Gaza and to create a people's humanitarian corridor is now 118 nautical miles away from Gaza, which means that we passed the milestone of 150 nautical miles, where we heard Israeli media saying that we will be intercepted by military vessels. We actually had an encounter with an Israeli military vessel that made an intimidatory attack and a cyber attack on our boat. He was circling the Alma boat, and then he was circling the Sirius boat. It created a lot of damage to our devices here. We're still having a lot of navigation and connectivity issues here because of this boat, but we keep on going. And right now, we just passed the 120 nautical miles that we heard from also, again, Israeli media and even the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that they could be doing a naval blockade in that area. So we are proceeding. We know that we have international law on our side. We know that we have the social majorities of the world cheering for us, and we are receiving every minute the videos and the mobilization that is happening in Gaza because of the Global Sumud Flotilla. This is the biggest attempt ever to break the siege. We have now 41 boats heading to Gaza to do the historical mission. So we continue proceeding. We are only 8 nautical miles away from the place where the Medellin was intercepted with us on board 3.5 months ago. but we do not want to be intercepted. We know that an interception in international waters, an interception even in Palestinian territorial waters, is completely against the law. So we keep on proceeding. We keep on training our participants for in any scenario they remain non-violent. That is our commitment, not only to ourselves to de-escalate and improve the chances of everybody returning alive with the physical integrity and free, but it's our commitment to the world. The international community has entrusted us this task to open the way of the humanitarian corridor, to create this lifeline for the Palestinian people in Gaza, and we will not fail. We continue proceeding because we know that the whole world is with us.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Greetings to you all. I'm on the boat Florida, and we are approximately 140 nautical miles from Gaza. Last night, should I say early this morning, the IOF naval vessel seemed to be targeting our main vessel, the Alma. They came without any lights, and they tried to block their path. It was the first incident. The entire flotilla was put on alert. Then there were little smaller boats that were circling the Alma. And lastly, the big naval vessel came back again and was circling the Alma. Everybody in the flotilla thought that it would be a interception, but alhamdulillah, I don't know what the intentions. Maybe they wanted to see our reaction. So today, Wednesday, the 1st of October, I think, it's probably very, very significant because if they're going to intercept, they're going to have to do it today. Otherwise, we might just reach the shores of Gaza, inshallah. I was just reading a few posts today, and it really affected me because the one was talking about all the hypocritical leaders of our Muslim world. They need to be called out. And on the other side, I saw people of conviction, people of strength, people of justice. And the person wrote, Ya Allah, take me to Gaza or take my life. How many of us have said that? Ya Allah, take me to Gaza or take my life. Where would you get greater conviction? May Allah accept whatever from each and every one of us. And I think the lines of good and evil have been drawn. Yeah, it seems very clear that the lines of good and evil are being drawn. We just have to decide on which side of it we are. Thank you.
I mean, that was a beautiful watch, and just for viewers at home that have been wondering or wanted updates on exactly what's happening at the Sumut Flotilla, I hope this left you feeling inspired, motivated, but most importantly to make dua for those who have gone out on the path of Allah. But Ismail Moola, Jazakallah so much for joining us and for just giving us updates that we needed on the Sumut Flotilla.
Jazakallah, I just want to remind you that we have a virtual flotilla boat, and we've got over now 2,600 virtual passengers that are showing their support for our delegates on the boat. And I would just like our people to also sign on there. And can I give you the web address? www.boattogaza.com, and become a passenger on our virtual boat and show our support not only to our South Africans, but all the participants that are on the boat. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam. I mean, jazakallah so much for that. Viewers at home, you've heard it for yourself. If you were unable to join, and if you are also just worried or you want updates on exactly what's going on with the Sumud Flotilla, you can also be, a virtual passenger on the boat. And inshallah, make dua for those who have gone out in the path for the people of Gaza. But on that note, viewers at home, we will head over to a quick break. We'll see you right after this.